And we are back. Pokemon Black, Hardcore Randomizer, the run continues. We've lost 7 Pokemon. We've got 7 gym badges. We are almost to the Elite Four. Can we get through this episode without losing anybody? After dealing with some Team Plasma shenanigans, we go to Route 8 and run into Kyogre herself here. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I'm gonna have to use my Master Ball. We're gonna secure this ridiculous legendary, and it's gonna end up with the normalize ability. So it takes any super effective move that you would have, and it turns it normal. So Kyogre's Hydro Pump, it's not water anymore, it's the normal typing. Kyogre's Ice Beam, it's no longer an ice coverage move, it's just a normal type Ice Beam, and my heart is absolutely broken. Yep, and just so you can see it right here, you run into a level 30 Typhlosion, you drop back with what's supposed to be a stab super effective Surf, and it ends up being a neutral 95 damage Surf. You lose your stab and you lose your super effective. They completely maimed my beautiful Kyogre. What do you even do with that? You just put it in the PC. And then found in the Moor of Icarus, it's gonna be the Quillfish here. She ends up with dry skin, which isn't bad on a water typing. You really like to see it on like a ground typing or something that is really weak to water. But we catch the pufferfish and put it in the PC. And then for our final Bianca fight of the run, if I am not mistaken, she comes in with the big chunky Swalot. If you saw my HeartGold Randomizer, Swalot can do some absolute work. However, Porygon Z drops back with the Psystrike, almost one-shots the big fella, and we tank a critical hit body slam. So we are going to pivot to our Ring Out, which is the normal equivalent of not Hydro Pump, but like Water Spout from the Wailord, and then we fade with the super effective Psychic move. No problem there. Vanillix comes down, a pretty decently strong Ice type here. It's not Glaceon, but it'll do as we pivot into Blaziken, trying to tank that Ice Beam on the swap. Thankfully, we don't get frozen, and we go straight in for the signature Blaze Kick, get the fadeaway crit on the Ice Cone. All right, on the snow cone there, the Kangaskhan comes down, the big kangaroo mama, she's got her little cub in her pouch, and a huge Mega Punch comes down. We barely tanked that, got a little bit greedy for the bulk up, thought we could set up, but we actually are terrified right now. We're going to get Arizona to safety, and we're going to try to pivot into a better option here. Going to get the beefy Manaphy. Maryland, our staple water typing here. We tank the Mega Punch, no problem. We shrug that off. On top of that, we get a Charm, basically a double Intimidate down. The Kangaskhan continues to rain down punches. We drop back with a Mystic Water boosted Surf, get massive damage down onto the Mama, and we double tap with 2 Surfs. The Kecleon comes down, normal typing, looking pretty decent. Could have an interesting ability rather than its normal color change, but let's see what happens here with a Stab Surf. The Substitute comes down, the cute and cuddly little guy there gets the full restore as well. Kim with some next gen strats, tanks the Surf on the top, full HP, and now we're back to a normal fight here. A Stab Surf comes in, the Stab Slash in return, and this is an absolute fight, but Maryland comes out on top. All right, Bianca is working with one more Pokemon. I'm just kidding. That was it. That concludes the fight with Bianca or Kim. We will absolutely take that. And then we have Socksword favorite normal typing here in the Watchhog. He ends up with the Tinted Lens ability. For our Route 10 first encounter, we get one of the coolest ghost type Pokemon in Dusclops, secure it with the Ultra Ball. She ends up with the Illuminate passive, which is pretty underwhelming, but it's still a Dusclops at the end of the day. And it is now time to take on Drayden or Cristiano here, the final gym leader before the Elite Four. Stantler comes down. We've managed to make it through the entire gym without losing anybody, so I'm super proud of that. And we one-shot the Reindeer, Hampshire from downtown. Durant comes in here with the Immaculate Bug Steel typing. Really good, aggressive offensive stats as well. Comes in with a nice Bug Bite. No problem there, though. We trade blows, and we can pivot to potentially an Air Slash is probably our best play since it's neutral. But Discharge is also neutral, and we pivot to that. We hold on with 27 HP, but the flinch comes down, and we get a taste of our own medicine. We're going to parachute Porygon out of here, and the dig comes down, but we get a beautiful pivot in California who's going to dodge that on the swap. On top of that, we have a Flame Burst when Durant comes to the surface. That is everything that the gym leader did not want to see. Drayden gets absolutely outplayed, and Ursaring comes down with the scary face, but the iconic Charizard stands firm, stands strong here. The slash comes down, it is stabbed, but it's not enough as the Charizard tanks yet another move. Ursaring's probably going to get a full restore, so that could open the door for a better Pokemon in here in this fight. Cristiano with the Hyper Potion. Georgia comes in, gets the ice typing Glalie out here, who has access to Aura Sphere. It is super effective, but gets the Ursaring to about the same as the Charizard's Flame Burst. The slash comes down, the Rocky Helmet chip, the hidden item. We get the snipe. It is super effective, and that is going to be the final gym battle. Alrighty, so we had our final Bianca fight. That means it's time for our final fight against our rival Charon. He's been an absolute stud muffin throughout this playthrough. Let's see if we can take him on right here, right now. The Lopunny with a stab, Dizzy Punch, giving us the confusion as well. Porygon Z is absolutely dazed and confused. We're going to need to get him to safety. We're going to have Georgia here in the back, which is kind of scary because Lopunny can learn some fighting type moves. Lopunny tanking the Rocky Helmet with its fist, gets another Dizzy Punch down. We are definitely dead to crit. We drop back with the Aura Sphere, and this Lopunny is doing work right now. We could go for the Mach Punch. Charon could heal. Hampshire's in trouble. California could tank a Dizzy Punch. Arizona is there. Maryland's chilling. Hawaii. We've got options here, and we're going to pivot into the Blaziken. If we get confused on the swap, though, that was going to be the worst mistake, as that does so much damage. It absolutely does. A quick attack could potentially kill with Technician, but instead we go for the Blaze Kick. We go for it all, and we drop to 27 HP. Arizona. Blaziken is going to be out of the fight here, and Sharon still has 3 Pokemon. The Nidoking comes down. Are you serious right now? We're going to pivot to California, the Charizard, potentially for an Earthquake pivot, but the Chip Away is here and does some raw damage. Good God, that is a 2-tap for California, and we are in a dire strait right now. We are pinned against the wall, and this is when I lock eyes with Georgia, and he grins for the last time. He looks at me with knowing eyes and says, "It's okay. This one is on me." Georgia dives in front of the Charizard, tanks the Thrash from the Nidoking, and gives one final Rocky Helmet chip for the team, paving the way for Maryland, the Manaphy, to come in with a stab, super effective, Mystic Water boosted Surf, and the Nidoking drowns. Absolutely ridiculous. Salute to you, Glalie. You were the reason. The Donphan comes down. The Surf does the same to the Nidoking. The Elephant is drowned as well. And the Lapras, my favorite Pokemon, is going to be Charon's ace. A beautiful choice, sir. And now we can go in for a really tanky battle here. The 2 water types beefing it out as the Air Slash gets a nice flinch onto the Loch Ness Monster. She goes in for the safeguard before she attempts to give you a hug with the Body Slam. The Mach Punch comes down, does a tiny bit of damage. The Ice Beam is dropped back in half there because of the water typing. No problem there. And this is an absolute slugfest. The freeze comes down. Maryland gets some crippling below 32 degrees weather, and we are stuck as the Parish Song is here, and Maryland is stuck in there with Lapras. We need to get her out of here. As another Ice Beam comes down, we are milking the clock on the Parish Song as our 2 fire types, oh my gosh, as our 2 fire types are bleeding out. Georgia's already gone. We're going to have to roll the dice and stay in. We thaw out with an Air Slash and get a fadeaway crit. That is our Parish Song. The Loch Ness Monster drops. Tristan is defeated. And now we have punched our ticket to the Elite Four. And for our final first encounter in Victory Road, I kid you not, it is the legendary Lugia with Intimidate for its ability. That is absolutely disgusting. It's broken, and it is worthy of another Master Ball that we have picked up. Add it to the team. Good God. And as we are celebrating the Lugia being added to the team, our boy Hampshire gets absolutely slapped by the Dialga's Aura Sphere, but we drop out with an Aura Sphere, doing a little bit of chip damage off the top, and thankfully we have so many options here we can pivot into. We get Misery or Missouri out there, the Dusclops, just milking it for what it's worth. Drop back with the Will-O-Wisp, dodge the Iron Tail, Beautiful stuff. And now we are able to work around the legendary, get a little Mach Punch, punishing the steel typing there. The Earth Power comes down and dodges the burn. The 50% physical drop does not matter if it's a special attack as we hold on with 10 HP. We're holding on with 10. Hampshire has 11. We pivot into California to dodge another Earth Power. A beautiful pivot. Can Charizard outspeed? No, we cannot. We're going to have to tank a Dragon Claw. Buckle up, and we do, and we get the fade with the Flame Burst. Good golly gee. We drop back with that, and now Maryland has a Weezing here. This is taking place in Victory Road right before the Elite Four as we dodge the Weezing's attack. No problem there. A double hit comes down with a crit. These crits are popping off right now. Do we have a Psychic option? We do, but Hampshire is hurting, so we could potentially probably go into Maryland here. Our Manaphy, who is just a very nice safe swap. We get in there, tank the poison, and of course we get poison because how else could we win this fight as we drop back with a Stab Surf, and I do believe that should be enough from that range. This ace trainer of sorts is defeated, and we'll take it. And with that, we have arrived at the Elite Four. We made it through Victory Road without losing anyone. And as far as this video goes, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. And I will catch you on the flip. Peace.